they have a fair catch there? the little guy, and I say little, he's not very tall. He then took off running with the football. That was number 32, Landry Carlton, 5'5". All right. He is a junior, but he does make the successful fair catch, and it'll be at the 28 for Wylie. But thank you, Big Country Tire. They, of course, have the Hercules line of tires at Big Country Tire, and they come with a road hazard protection program that offers free replacements for any Hercules tire for 2 years or the first 50% of tread life. And Ryder gets on the board first with our Big Country Tire scoring summary. So Wylie now going left to right. Kincaid in the shotgun. A quick pass out to Regala. Regala has it and beats a man at the 30, 35. Hurdles a man at the 40 and shoved out of bounds at the 45. Braden Regala. Speed kills.
He's got some wheels on him.
A 5'9", only 160 pounds. He can fly. And that's a Black Fleming first down for Wylie. A gain of 17. That'll spark you. Still a lot of football left, but kind of interesting part of this game is Wylie thought it kind of had the best of the first quarter and yet finds itself down. There's an inside pass to Regala, but he catches it and he's tackled for a loss, and that was a pass.
They're really getting a lot of penetration on this O-line tonight. We've been seeing a lot of improvement by them, but can't have that, especially on a play like that. With your guy coming across, the penetration completely kills it.
Number 26, Jacob Cahill, looked like he got in on that one. Wylie 2nd and 15 now. And a pass down the middle from Kincaid, looking for Carpenter, but it's incomplete. And it'll make it 3rd and 15 for the Dogs at their own 40-yard line. Three receivers to the left of Kincaid, along with H-back tight end Jackson Rutledge. Kincaid back to pass. He's got time. He's thinking about running. Now he stops, and he's going to throw it deep, and he's got a man. And it's caught! And he's at the 2! Number 16, that was Grayson Bearden. The kicker streaking down the slot. And how about the awareness of quarterback Aiden Kincaid? He could have tried to run for that. He had some open grass, but he knew the line of scrimmage was the 40, and he stopped right before he got to the 40 and lets fly a bomb.
That was a great ball, too.
1st and goal, and Wylie hands it to Carpenter, and he's across the goal line for a touchdown. And the Bulldogs have answered the Raiders, and it's game on from Hugh Sandifer Stadium tonight. That drive took 1:01 off the clock, a 1-minute drive, capped by a 2-yard touchdown run by Carpenter. On to attempt the tying extra point, Grayson Bearden, who caught that incredible bomb, which went for 58 yards. A 58-yard pass to Bearden. Bearden's kick is up. And it's good. And, of course, we had a touchdown pass. That gets a donation to the scholarship fund from Travis Auto Group. Every touchdown we call a tuition touchdown, as our friends at Borland Family Dentistry, they make a donation, donating money for every touchdown to the Bulldogs Live Online Scholarship Fund. 10:29 on the clock here in the second quarter, and Wylie has knotted this one up. We'll just keep it right here and give you the Big Country Tire scoring summary for this one. As I said, just a 1:01 on the time of possession.
The second quarter starting out hot.
5 plays. It only took the Dogs 5 plays to drive 72 yards, but of course when one of those plays is a 58-yard catch from Grayson Bearden. Just incredible stuff there, as it's 7-all now, and Bearden going to kick this one off for the Dogs. We're going to check in with Brian Hobbs here momentarily after this kickoff and see now how the demeanor is on the sideline now that Wylie has tied up this game here at 7 in the second quarter. All it takes sometimes is a converting on 3rd and 15. Right? Yeah. Incredible stuff already. We've seen Ryder convert on 3rd and 11. Yeah. So I gotta like what you see here from the Dogs. Bearded gonna kick off. Kick goes left to right. It's high, end over end, and it's gonna be returned right at the goal line. And he might be tackled behind the 10. And there's a flag that flies in. That might be a face mask though, as Wylie was gonna get Ryder pinned, and they might have just been flagged for 15 though. Yeah, it does look that way. He got a piece of it right in front of the ref. The kickoff, and he had to return it. It wasn't as if the young man, number 6, Tobias Oliver, made a poor decision. He had to bring it out because he also didn't fair catch the kick. And Wylie was going to have him behind. Or are they waving that off?
Looks like it. They're spotting him at 3.
Okay. Well, we got out. They haven't. The technology here at Hugh Sandifer Stadium, even in the press box, has improved. We have a little monitor and we see some instant replays. We both saw a little grab of the face mask, but it went uncalled, and it was actually a block in the back on Ryder, and Ryder is pinned at their own 4. And it's a handoff. Oh, a nice play right up the middle to Willis. And he's going to get Ryder some breathing room, taking it from the 4 up to the 15. And a black plumbing first down for the Raiders on the handoff to Willis.
But Wylie's offense is coming to life a little bit here.
Wylie still has the Ryder Raiders in negative territory at their own 15. And there's the handoff to Willis. He's running to the right, and there's Xavier Collins. And he throws him down. It is a short gain, but number 70, Xavier Collins, making his presence felt again. Up to the 18-yard line.
He had a death grip on that one. He's not going to let him spin out anymore, I don't think.
Pitts, the quarterback for Ryder, and Wylie looks like they're bringing a blitz, and flag comes in. It'll be a good time. It does look like it's against Ryder on a false start. Let's go ahead and check in with Brian Hobbs on the sideline mic. Brian, Wylie has tied this game. How's it feeling down there on the sideline?
I'll tell you, it's electric down here. These fans are really getting into this game. The defense is playing hungry, and like you were saying, I'm pretty sure Xavier's not going to let him get spun on again.
Thank you, Brian. It's 2nd and 12 after that false start penalty. Backs it up to the 13-yard line. And Pitts going to hand off to the back next to him. Looks to be Willis, and Wylie tackles him before he reaches the 20.
Turn into some nice field position if they hold here.
Going to set up a critical 3rd down. Looked like in on the tackle for the Dogs on that one, number 74, Cameron Van. And it is a critical 3rd down here from the 19 for Ryder. We're tied at 7. There's 8 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the second quarter. The district opener tonight from Hugh Sandifer Stadium. Pitts has it. The quarterback scrambles to his right, throws it up the sideline, and it is caught by Willis. The back on a wheel route gets behind the linebacker trying to provide some coverage. Looked to be number 20 for Wylie, J.T. Thompson, but it is a black plumbing first down. At the 35-yard line of Ryder, went for 16 yards on that 3rd down pass. Pitts is back to pass Wylie, trying to pressure him. Xavier Collins has him, and he's going down. A quarterback sack. And of course, quarterback sacks will get a donation to the Bulldogs Live Online Scholarship Fund. Every sack, the donation comes from our friends at Lawrence Hall. Lawrence Hall, the Chevy and GMC dealer. I do want to thank our second quarter sponsor. Things have been fast and furious. Haven't even been able to bring in our second quarter sponsor, Terry Collum. Terry Collum, a realtor with Caldwell Banker. Tell you more about Terry in just a second. There's a handoff to Willis, and it's second and long, and Wylie has that bottled up. Number 49 for the Dogs, Kendrick Vanderbilt. First time we've said his name tonight, but a nice tackle there. But yes, Terry Collin believes the Realtor's motto is making things happen for other people. She's lived in Abilene for over 43 years, over 32 years, and knows the value of the community, living in the Wylie School District for over those 32 years. Big time third down from the Ryder 29-yard line. And back to pass is Pitts. It's short. It's caught, but short of the line of game. But Wylie has to bring him down. He breaks a couple tackles. Does number 5. That is Jones, I believe. Caden Jones. But Wylie brings him down short of the sticks. They do, but the offense is still out there for Ryder. It is now 4th and 1 from the Ryder 44. They're going for it in their own territory. This is a huge play. And they are going for it. They hand off, and they're going to get it with Willis across the 45 for the first down up to midfield. So that is a first down for the Ryder Raiders. And the drive continues. They convert on 4th down. So Wylie is unable to get him off the field even on a sack, but yet this is still going to have to be a long drive. They started at their own 4, so the defense still has some chances to get off the field before Ryder will try to drive 96 yards. There's a handoff. That's the one I don't have the name for. They're saying that, okay, they are saying that's the other Willis, so that is Antoine Willis, not Anquan. And he had a nice gain from the 49 of Wylie down to the 41, 2nd and 2. And here's the handoff again to Antoine Willis, and he's got room on the right. He's at the 30, the 25, inside the 20, down 15, and outside the numbers to the 10, and then a flag flies in for good measure. At the end of the tackle, might be a face mask on Wylie. Wouldn't cost him too much, cost him half the distance to the goal, but Wylie got gashed on that play. From the 41 down to the 10, and they are going to get a face mask.
Face mask against Wylie.
And it'll take it from the 10, half the distance down to the 5. First and goal from the 5.
He's finding some big holes to run through now. They were shutting them down earlier.
The Dogs need to stiffen up, tied at 7 here in the second quarter. And they're going to hand off. And Wylie has him trying to pull out of the tackle, but number 39 holds on for Wylie. Garrett Graham holds on to the leg of Willis, and it goes for no gain. Still at the Bulldog 5, 2nd and goal.
They had him bottled up pretty good. He still almost squirted through there.
Strong runner. Here's the other Willis back in, number 1. And they're going to hand it to Anquan Willis, and he's off to the left and off tackle and into the end zone. Some big holes. As Levi said, there are some big holes right now. That, unfortunately, was a 96-yard touchdown drive, capped by the run right there by Anquan Willis. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the evening. Ryder goes up 13-7 with the extra point pending from Kendall Grimes. The snap down, the kick is up, and it is good. And with 4:49 to play here in the second quarter, our new score, Wichita Falls Ryder 14 and Wylie 7. You're listening to Wylie Bulldog Football. We're powered by Taylor Electric Co-op, and it's on Keene 105. And back here at Hugh Sandifer Stadium, your Big Country Tire scoring summary for the drive-by Ryder. A 12-play, 96-yard drive that takes 5 minutes and 31 seconds off the clock. And they finish it off with a 5-yard touchdown run by number 1, Anquan Willis. And again, that's brought to us by our friends at Big Country Tire with the Hercules line of tires at Big Country Tire with that road hazard protection program. Offer spring replacements for any Hercules tire for 2 years or the first 50% of tread life. So Wylie trailing by a possession here by 7. Second quarter.
That 96-yard drive can really grind on your defense.
Yeah, they're going to need a Wylie drive to catch their breath, no doubt. Of course, do want to thank again Terry Collum, a realtor, a real estate agent with Caldwell Banker. Call her at 439-1214. That's 439-1214. It doesn't matter if you're needing to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Terry Collum is your gal. Thank you, Terry Collum, realtor with Caldwell Banker Realty, for sponsoring our second quarter. It's going to be Grimes to kick off for the Raiders. And it's a short bouncing kick fielded by the Dogs at the 28. And they're up the right sideline quickly. And they're going to have a decent little return from number 28, Borho. Luis Borho will get Wylie somewhat of a short field. At the 40, they start this drive at 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Trailing 14-7. 4:45 to play here in the second quarter. Ryder 14, Wylie 7. Wylie in an interesting full house backfield look with 3 players in the backfield around quarterback Kincaid. He hands it to the guy right behind him, and that was Carpenter, looks like, but he had no room to run. It was Carpenter. As number 18, Gibbs, a sophomore, Jalen Gibbs, makes the tackle for Ryder for no gain. 2nd and 10 for the Dogs.
Not getting the push that we need in this run game right now.
The new back is Gomez next to Aiden Kincaid. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He's going to fake it to Gomez. He's going to throw out to the right. Oh, looking for number 16. That was Bearden again, but over his head that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down for Wylie.
Really be nice to get some points on the board before this half ends.
4 minutes, 4 seconds to play in the first half. Wylie trailing by 7, 14-7. Here's a big 3rd down for the Dogs. As they move it left to right, Kincaid, he's got a man. It's caught by Heighton for a first down.
Shot.
A long pass to the far side of the field, out to the left, out past the numbers, and Kincaid completes a bullet to Harrison Heighton for a Black Plumbing first down. Black Plumbing, one trip stops the drip. Check them out online, blackplumbing.com. The ball is into Raider territory at the Ryder 47-yard line. You got the little sniffer back, Jackson Rutledge to the right, and that's the pass to Regala, and he's got it. And he's looking for room, and he's brought down quickly, though, by Ryder number 3, Coleman Bledsoe.
Sniffed him out that time.
And it bring just a gain of 1 down to the Ryder 46-yard line. 2nd down and 9 for the Dogs. Again, Wylie will receive the second half kickoff. So we're kind of, Levi, to that point of, I know a lot of NFL coaches call it the middle 8. The last 4 minutes of the second quarter, the first 4 minutes of the third, knowing that you're going to get the ball. Chance to score twice.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
And Bearden had it go in and out of his hands because he knew he was going to pay the price, and unfortunately might as well catch the ball if you're going to get hit like that, but he drops it and then he gets
shot anyway.
He did. Looked like number 5 lowering the boom, Caden Jones, who's played some receiver as well. Well, that's number 6 actually looked like, Tobias Oliver. Third down for the Bulldogs as the pass was incomplete. 3rd and 9. And man in motion is Regala. They fake it to him. Kincaid back. He's pressured just a little bit. Scrambles out to his left. He's going to throw it for Heighton. It's caught again. First down. Bulldogs. Harrison Heighton has caught 2 balls, one on 3rd and 10 this drive, this on 3rd and 9, both for Bulldog first downs.
Huge conversions.
Down to the 33 of Ryder and a fresh set of downs. And the clock runs at 2.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Sponsored by Terry Collum, Realtor at Coldwell Banker. Jackson Rutledge. Actually, that's number 44. That's Cade Kitchens playing a little tight end, but a flag flies in. That's a pest patrol penalty flag. Of course, when you see yellow, you think pest patrol. It is against the Dogs, a false start. We'll back it up to the 38. 1st and 15. Yeah, they got Cade Kitchen right now playing a little, Cade Kitchen's playing a little tight end. Not Jackson Rutledge right now. You got Kincaid with Gomez to his left. They send Regala in motion right to left. And Kincaid back to pass on 1st and 15. And he's got time. And he's going to scramble to his right. And he's going to throw. Looking for Bearden. Oh, Bearden has it at the 20. Down to the 15. Inside the 15. Down to the 14. And Kincaid is really putting some good balls on the receivers here when he has to. He's got those tall guys, Heighton and Bearden. And Bearden used his height, and he has another first down for the Bulldogs. Down to the 15 of Ryder. It's in the red zone. That's a Black Plumbing first down. Wylie trailing by 7. 1:46 on the clock. A handoff right here to Gomez. He's got room. He's inside the 15. Down to the 10. Breaks the tackle. Inside the 5. Down to the 2-yard line.
That's some tough running right there.
I was going to say a man's run right there from number 22, Trey Gomez. He is tackled short of the goal line, but it's another Black Plumbing first down. And a timeout on the floor. I'm used to calling basketball and volleyball. This is not a timeout on the floor. There's a timeout on the field called by Ryder with 1:28 to play in the second quarter. And Wylie has now, each time they've seen Ryder score here in the second quarter, they have, at least knock on wood, it's not all the way in, but they have answered. As they answered with the touchdown drive when they were trailing 7-0, now down 14-7, but down to the 2, first and goal from the 2. And some really clutch plays. We've had a couple of third down conversions, a 3rd and 10 to Harrison Heighton, a 3rd and 9 to Harrison Heighton, then completing a 1st and 15, getting a first down off that on a pass to Bearden.
Yeah, those drive extenders are huge.
I don't have official statistics in front of me, but 23, but unofficially, I have Grayson Bearden at 91 yards receiving here in the first half.
Yeah, he's got
the 58-yarder
long balls.
Yeah, just 2 catches, but 91 yards. Out of this timeout, with just 1:28 to play. Again, Wylie knows it will receive the kickoff to start the third quarter, but they still trail right now by 7. But they have first and go from the 2. And is that Xavier Collins in the backfield? Would they give him the football? Under center. They're going under center. And it's a QB sneak. And Collins is pushing Kincaid and still pushing him towards the goal line. Touchdown! And Xavier Collins providing the push in the back.
I don't know if Kincaid can breathe right now, but
wow.
They got the result they wanted.
So think about that.
Nice.
Wylie, again, their offense is almost every offense nowadays is in the shotgun, not under center. They go under center for a QB sneak with Xavier Collins behind you. A 2-yarder. That's not a 1-yard plunge. That's a 2-yard touchdown sneak by Kincaid.
That's a load coming.
Man, Wylie trails by a point, but here's Grayson Bearden on to tie it up. Uh-oh, it's blocked. The kick, it was a low snap, and the kick is blocked. Hopefully they will not return it for 2, and they won't. But that will leave the game at 14-13. So it was a low snap from the long snapper, which I believe is Jackson Rutledge, and the holder got it down, but it was taking some extra time, and then by the time the kick for the extra point was up, it was easily blocked. And so it is Ryder 14, Wylie 13, your new score with 1:21 to play in the second quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to Wylie Bulldog Football, powered by Taylor Electric Co-op. It's live on King 105.
Trace up there.
And we are back here at Hugh Sandifer Stadium, and Wylie trails 14-13. They did trail by 7 moments ago, now trail just by 1, as that was a 9-play, 60-yard drive that took 3:24 off the clock, capped by a 2-yard touchdown sneak by Austin Kincaid. Here's the kickoff from Bearden, a high end-over-end kick, fielded here, and it's kind of bobbled by number 5, Jones. And now Jones has some room, though. He's at the 35, the 40, the 45-50, down inside the Wylie 45, down to the 40, but a touchdown-saving tackle. You got to give credit to Daniel Teagle. Daniel Teagle says he's a junior. Number 24 saves that play on kickoff coverage for the Dogs. So it does mean Ryder does have a short field, and they do have, I believe they have 2, I know they called the 1 timeout. I think Ryder still has 2 timeouts left with 1:12 to play. This would be, man, the defense needs to hold them out, because they still have a minute to play.
They still have 2.
They do have 2 timeouts. They started at the Wylie 41, so in Bulldog territory. It's up to the defense. They're going to hand it to Willis as they've been gashing Wylie, and there's a run off to the left, and there's a huge hole, and he's inside the 25, down inside the 20, 15, down to the 10, inside the 10, and he spins down to the 8-yard line, does Anquan Willis. So they take it from the 41 down to the 8 on a 33-yard rush. The clock is running. They choose not to call their timeout, or one of their 2 right here. So they do have time. Of course, now it's a 1st and goal from the 8. Although it's interesting, they are letting the clock tick a little here, as it's under 40 seconds to play. But I guess they feel okay with 2 timeouts.
Maybe trying not to leave anything on it.
And Pitts with Willis to his left. You got to expect a run, and they do hand it to Willis. He's off to the right. He's got some space. Wylie trying to hold him back, and at the 5, and a flag does fly in as Willis was corralled by a whole pack of Bulldogs at the 4-yard line of Wylie. We'll wait to see what this flag is. Ouch, another face mask. Doesn't cost you a lot of yards, but it does give an automatic 1st down.
Definitely not ideal.
So it's now 1st and goal from the 3. That's tough, and Wylie had the touchdown to pull him within 14-13. That's where we are. It's a direct snap to Willis. Collins trying to bring him down, and I think he does before he gets to the goal line with only 8 seconds. Wow, 8 seconds on this clock. And they do stop it, does Ryder, with a timeout. Again, we'll keep it right here. You're listening to Bulldog Football live on Keene 105. 14-13 Ryder. There is 8 seconds. Let's see if they put any time back. It will be 2nd and goal from the 1. That was a direct snap to Willis, who has both of the touchdowns for Ryder. He was in the Wildcat, I guess, if you will.
They may be regretting letting that time run right now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
They drained about, 30 seconds off?
and they were sitting on 2 timeouts. I guess they're still sitting on 1. So here, Levi, with 8 seconds, I guess they could still run the ball, knowing that if they got stopped short, they have the timeout. But yeah, you really can only have 2 plays here. So if Wylie can somehow stop them from scoring a touchdown on this play, then you force the Ryder head coach's hand to decide, am I going to go for the touchdown or take the 3?
You got to be very clear with your running back not to draw the play out.
That's a good point. They did put
bouncing it.
They put 2 seconds back on the clock. Okay, 10 seconds. Ryder does have 1 timeout. It's 2nd and goal from the 1. But still, they probably only have 2 plays.
A huge play right there.
They do have their quarterback. That looked like a false start. And they hand it to Willis, and he's in. I could have sworn the guard pulled and moved early, and no flag. Maybe they just went very, very quickly, but man, it looked like a pulling left guard was out quick. It's handed to Willis again, and a 1-yard touchdown. And they go up by 7 right now, 20-13. There is no flags. It does stand. The guard got out quick on that. We're not seeing a replay. In to attempt the extra point to put Ryder up by 8 potentially is Kendall Grimes. It's up, and that one's low, but it's good. It is good. And it does put Ryder up by 8, and that is a killer.
We've got some work to do stopping this run in the second half.
As that was just a 4-play drive, actually 5 plays as I look here, that took only 1 minute and 6 seconds. Of course, they started it at the Wylie 41, so they only drove 41 yards, but they did so quickly after Wylie had pulled to within 1. Of course, Wylie actually thought it had the tying score because they had the extra point blocked. So the last few minutes of this one have definitely not gone the Bulldogs' way. But I guess they can take comfort in the fact they do receive the second half kickoff. This is a 1-possession game, an 8-point game.
That big kick return was huge there.
That was tough.
Teams can bite you.
Wylie, though, for the most part, I'd say, has played a pretty good half against an ultra-talented Raider team. Going to have a lot of halftime festivities for you. Stick around when this last 6 seconds ticks off. We will, of course, speak to Coach Martin live in our side halftime interview. Our Maverick saw cutting and core drilling halftime interview live with Coach Martin. So we'll bring you that. Then we'll send it to breaks, but then we'll come back at a lot of different stuff. We'll check in with some scores, as Brian Hobbs will also bring us some area scores in our Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union halftime scoreboard, and also, of course, listen to the Bulldog band. And this is Regala, and he's got some speed on the kickoff return. Out past the 35 to the 40, but that takes the last 6 seconds off the second quarter clock, and we have reached halftime here at Hugh Sandifer Stadium of this all-important opening night of district play. And at the half in this District 3-5A Division II battle, it is Ryder by 8. Wichita Falls Ryder 21 and Wylie 13. Let's see if Brian's going to be able to talk to Coach Martin. I see him right now, and Coach is heading over. So here is our interview with Coach Martin.
Yeah, here with Coach Martin at halftime. First game of district, bit of a shootout, wild first half. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, kids are playing hard. We've had a couple of chances to get off the field defensively, and then, a couple of chances to finish drives off. We just got to execute that in the second half, and still right here in the game, and get the ball to start the second half and go score.
All right, Coach, we'll see you in the second half. Good luck.
And that was our live interview with Coach Martin here at the half. Thank you, Maverick Saw Cutting and Core Drilling for providing. They provide core drilling, concrete cutting, flat sawing, and wall sawing. Hey, they can saw through layers of concrete with diamond blades for cutting floors, bridge decks, driveways, elevated slabs, pavements, walls, and much more. 3D imaging, so there's no damage to anything under the concrete or inside the wall. Again, Maverick Saw Cutting and Core Drilling. That's where you go for the website, MaverickSawCuttingandCoreDrilling.com, or give them a call, 788-7777. So, Coach Martin, I thought from what I heard, I think he's not that disappointed. I know he thinks they've left just a couple points on the board, but man, I think we're going against a 5-0 team, a team that's made, I think, down to the state semifinals past few rounds. I've got to be pleased, though, down 8 at the half. All right, well, we'll take a break here. We'll send it back to the studio. The Wichita Falls Ryder Band is out there. We're going to, when we come back from break, we'll have Brian Hobbs give us our Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union halftime scoreboard. We'll hopefully check in with some of those other scores from our district as Canyon Randall is playing at Wichita Falls tonight and Plainview is playing at Lubbock Cooper. So lots still to come on our Lawrence Hall halftime show. Again, Wylie trails 21-13 at the half. You're listening to Wylie Bulldog Football. We're powered by Taylor Electric Co-op, and it's live on Keene 105. Hey, can you give me one of those?
Tonight, the Raiderettes will dazzle you with their performance to Back in Black.
Maybe in a minute. I'm all right.
Tonight, the band will be performing their 2021 contest show, which is titled Crown Jewel. Originally written in 2020 to commemorate the 60th anniversary of Ryder High School, we are still proud to celebrate in song the crown jewel that Ryder High School is. We invite you to sit back and enjoy our show featuring music from the Overture to Ruslan and Tequila and Peterloo Overture. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the pride of the Raiders marching band.
Waiting and watching for. The dignified slowness makes it all seem as if it was some giant.
And it is halftime here at Hugh Sandifer Stadium, and the Wichita Falls Ryder Band is out on the field performing. And given the fans, they were looking pretty good, actually, in all honesty, but that's not the band we like to listen to at halftime, so that's not the part of our halftime show yet. But do thank Lawrence Hall. Lawrence Hall, of course, sponsors this halftime show. Lawrence Hall here in Abilene offers the best from Chevy, GMC, Volkswagen, Lincoln, and Mazda, and the best customer service at Lawrence Hall. Thanks for joining myself and the crew tonight. Matt McGraw filling in for Trace Michaels, who is out tonight. But yes, it is now time for our Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union halftime scoreboard. But before I do note that it's 21-13 at the half. This was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter, so 34 points in the second quarter. As I'm sitting here with Brian here in the press box before we start giving us the scores. You had it right. This has turned into a shootout. 34 second quarter points.
And you've seen a little bit of, on both sides of the ball, the defense has kind of had some holes where we've taken advantage and gotten some points on the board. Our defense has kind of had a few, single plays that have kind of added up to the points you see that Ryder's put on the board, which I kind of alluded to during pregame, is kind of been looking over some of the film that Ryder has in these first 4 games. Is they're really scoring on one-play drives, big game, break for tackle, 30 to 40, 50-yard scores. If we just do a better job, wrapping up, tackling, letting that defense has got the front line with Xavier has been really well the first the better part of the first half, but I think we need to cinch it down a little more. We're doing a good job controlling the run, but when you control the run, they're going to go to the air, so we're going to have to, that secondary is going to have to step up and make some of those bigger plays and stop them from getting anything. But this is the kind of game you wanted to see compared to what we've seen with Ryder over the past several years.
Oh, good point. Yes, having now played, I guess, our 4th district game against Ryder, Wylie is fully in this one, and for the first time, really, I guess Wiley's been able to move things offensively against the Ryder defense. I've been very, I haven't seen Kincaid a lot, Brian. As you know, I'm always doing the volleyball on Friday, but man, I've been impressed with the young man Austin Kincaid tonight. Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden has really stepped up this game. I think the week off has benefited him. I'm sure Coach Martin and them have worked with him, and his father, of course, offensive coordinator. He's making some very smart throws, and that one that he threw down here that got us the second touchdown on that 3rd down drive, I was right behind him as he threw it, and I was like, kind of froze for a second, but it was beautifully led. So I'm really impressed with Kincaid's play thus far tonight. I think he's going to do well in the second half.
All right, well, I'm going to back out here. Myself, Matt McGraw, is going to take a break, but we're not taking a break here on the broadcast. Just stick around because right now Brian's going to let us know. I think Lubbock Cooper in Wiley's district, Lubbock Cooper having no real issues tonight with Plainview, which is not a surprise. But yes, here we'll have our halftime scoreboard. We'll take a break. We'll come back for our live listen to the Wylie Pure Gold Band, as that's all on tap for you. But let's listen into some scores. Take it away, Brian.
Thank you. Quick draw. Like I said, we're going to take a look at all the scores from around the area. Of course, everyone is in district play, so this is all for playoff spots. So we'll start off with our District 3 5A. Wichita Falls High is at home against Randall. Canyon Randall and Wichita Falls are at halftime tied 7 apiece. Good game there. And as Matt kind of alluded to, Lubbock Cooper is having no trouble with Plainview at home. It is a 41-6 ball game. That one hasn't even gone to half there. So let's take a look at some of the scores that are a little closer to home. I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to give you all the get all the district names and numbers for where they're at. But let's start off over in Breckenridge. Breckenridge is at home playing against Clyde. The Bulldogs have come to town to visit. That one is about 3 minutes till half. It's a good game there. Breckenridge up 16-14 over Clyde. Clyde's looking to get into the win column. They've had a couple of rough weeks. I haven't had a win in a while. Let's take a look at Big Spring. Big Spring is on the road, traveling up to the Panhandle to play Pampa, the Harvesters. That one is almost halftime as well. That one is Pampa 16, Big Spring Steers 7. Look at Snyder. Snyder is traveled just across the county line there to play Sweetwater over Nolan County. Right now, Snyder is up by 7, 21-14, about a minute and a half before halftime there on that one. Graham is playing on the road at Bridgeport, playing the Bridgeport Bulls. That one is 2 minutes before half. Graham is up by 10, 24-14. Of course, Wiley's had several years of good games against the Steers over the years. Eastland Mavericks are at home, starting district against Millsap. That game is 30 seconds before halftime. Eastland is having no trouble with Millsap, up 20-6. Ballinger, let's take a look at them. The Bearcats are at home against Brady. Brady has come to town, and that one is 2 minutes before halftime there. Brady is up by 16, 28-12. Let's take a look at Jim Ned, the defending state champions, against the early Longhorns at home and having no trouble there. That game is about 3 minutes before halftime. Jim Ned up 35-0 over the early Longhorns. Great Creek and Bangs are squaring off tonight. Bangs at home That one is almost half, 33 seconds to half. Bangs Dragons up 14-9 over the Great Creek Eagles. Dublin, the Lions are on the road to play Comanche, playing the Indians. This one's a 1-point game. This one's a little bit later start. This one's got about 4 minutes to halftime. That one is Dublin 7, Comanche Indians 6. Merkel is playing on the road, quite a road trip up the road there to Jacksboro. Merkel, the Badgers are leading by 2 with a minute 45 before halftime. 8-6 is your score there. Hamlin just trying to find anything to hang their hat on for this season, having several years of deep playoff runs, even getting to the state title. Just not having their year. They have yet to win a game, and they are having a tough time against their first district opponent, Rawls. That one is at halftime. It is Rawls 44, Hamlin nothing. Heiko is on the road to play the Cross Plains Buffaloes. That one's a close game. 1 minute before halftime at that one, it is 8-6. Heiko over the Cross Plains Buffaloes. Cisco is playing on the road at Winners, playing the Winners Blizzards ball. That one is 31 seconds before halftime. Cisco leads this one easily, 41-0. Coleman Blue Cats are on the road over to play De Leon. De Leon is struggling in this game with about 2 minutes left in that first half. Coleman is up big, 34-0. Albany, the Lions, everybody knows the history with the Lions there. Albany all over Meridian, 48-7 there at half. Looks like Denny Fate's going to add another win to the win column there. Anson is on the road just up the street to play Stanford. That's kind of the cross county battle there. 14-12. Anson leading with about 12 minutes left until halftime. Santa Ana is playing at Baird. That is a 6-man game. Baird 36, Santa Ana 12. Kahoma is at home against Idalou and is down 20-14. That one's just starting the second quarter. Colorado City and Forsan tied 7, 8 minutes left before the halftime there. Haskell and Hawley squaring off tonight over in Jones County. Hawley is up by 2 touchdowns, 13-0 with about 9 minutes left in that first half. And Stephenville and Waco La Vega, they are playing in Waco tonight. Stephenville leads by 2 touchdowns, 14-0. That was just getting started in the second quarter. And one final score, Brownwood Lions are at home against Midlothian Heritage. That game is about 7 minutes into the second quarter, or left in the second quarter rather, and Brownwood only trails 7-0. So that's the scores I do have for you here in Week 7. And like I said, it's district, so all of these games, everyone is trying to get that all-important district win and get their spot secured closer to the playoffs. So that's all the scores I have for you here on the Lawrence Hall Halftime Scoreboard. We'll take a break, and we'll be joining you here in just a few moments here on King 105.
Marching Band! Please welcome to the field the ninth line of your Wylie varsity Bells. Thank you to our gold sponsors, 4M Autoplex, Abilene Beauty Bus, Abilene Gunworks, Abilene Police Officers Association, the Ardoin family, Errol Ford, Bar Roofing, Benefit Solutions, Black Plumbing, Orland and Sobin Dennis, First Abilene Federal Credit Union, Kid Beck Motors, Lane Tech Roofing, Mad Hatter Motorsports, Matt Preston, Edward Jones, Midway Plumbing, Milestone Floral, Food, Rachel's Place Salon, Raptor J. Herfords, and Don and Ginger Shahan. Officers for the Bells are Captain Katrin Pyatt, Lieutenant Grace Lemke, Lieutenant Catherine Anderson, Lieutenant Bailey Cochran, and Lieutenant Laura Preston. Social President Kinley Long, Social Chair Laney Starks, and Belle of the Week, Morgan Huck. Bells would like to thank this week's purple sponsors, Mi Ranchito, First Bank Texas, Animal Health and Medical, Mortgage Financial Services, and PKC Karate. Bells are under the direction of Lynn Thompson and will now perform a field streamer routine to I'm Still Standing.
And we're back here at half at the Hugh Sandifer Stadium. Again, Wylie trailing by 8 at the half. And our halftime show, sponsored by Lawrence Hall, continues on. The Wylie Pure Gold Band is on the field. They just started playing. I don't know how long they're going to go. You always got to love it when they put 24 minutes up for halftime, and the visiting band takes the first 15 minutes of a 24-minute halftime. So Wylie started playing, and there's only 9 minutes on the clock. But let's see how long they'll get to do their performance. I bet they'll do it all the way through. Why not? It's great times on a Friday night here at Hugh Sandifer Stadium. So let's listen in live. This is our in-tune music and sound live listen to the Wylie Pure Gold Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wylie Independent School District proudly introduces you to the 2021 Wylie High School Pure Gold Marching Band. This year's show is entitled Dream to Freedom and features music by Joshua D. Hinkle, drill design by Stephen Aaliyah, and percussion parts by David McKnight. The featured soloists are Tessa Falona on trumpet and Addie Falona on alto saxophone. Drum majors for the band are Kate Fellers, Maggie Falona, and Kyle Porter. Color guard captain is Jess Askin. First lieutenant is Layla Romero, and second lieutenant is Lexi Ross. Drum majors, you may begin with the drums for tonight's halftime entertainment.
We're up here, she's down there. We're down there.
Self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the greatest
Good stuff there from the Wylie Pure Gold Marching Band. That was a little patriotic performance that they have for us. Of course, that was a live listen-in to the Wylie Band provided to us from In Tune Music and Sound. In Tune Music and Sound, they can help you with band and orchestra instruments and repair. They can help you find a new guitar, keyboard, or amp, or locate whatever piece of music or other accessory you might be searching for. It's In Tune Music and Sound. It's your nationally known, locally owned music store. They're at Grape Street, 221 Grape Street, or give In Tune a call, 677-2471. We'll listen in a little bit longer, and then I believe we'll be starting the third quarter. So let's listen in a little bit more to the last bit of the Wylie Pure Gold Band. And that's going to wrap things up for our Lawrence Hall halftime show as we're live at Hugh Sandifer Stadium here adjacent to the campus of Wylie High School. Again, thank you, Lawrence Hall in Abilene, for offering the best vehicles from Chevy, GMC, Volkswagen, Lincoln, and Mazda, and the best customer service at Lawrence Hall. We'll take another break. We'll come back and we will start the third quarter of this all-important District 3 5A Division II game. Again, at the half, Wylie trails by 8. It is Ryder 21, Wylie 13 at the half. You're listening to Wylie Bulldog Football. We're powered by Taylor Electric Co-op, and it's live right here on Keene 105. And we are back here at Hugh Sandifer Stadium. Let's listen to the Wylie fight song. All right, that'll get you fired up with a little purple gold fight, the Wylie fight song by the band, and we're ready now for the third quarter here, and Wylie will get the kickoff to start, and they'll need to try to get off to a good start with that football. Of course, we do want to thank our third quarter sponsor. Tonight's third quarter is sponsored exclusively by our friends at Clear Creek RVs. Check them out online, clearcreekrvs.com. They're family-owned and operated, a business offering RV sales, parts, and service. They carry industry-leading brands, including Grand Design, Alliance, Little Guys, and Sundowner. Grand Design was the top Reader's Choice Award for 2020 and 2019 in every category camper that they manufacture. Again, thank you to our third quarter sponsor, Clear Creek RVs. You can check them out on East Highway 80, 5701 East Highway 80, right off of I-20, or again, online, clearcreekrvs.com. As we get ready for the third quarter, Wylie going to receive the kickoff, and they'll try to move this ball right to left here in the Clear Creek RV third quarter. And the crew is back ready for the second half after a long halftime, but ready to bring you this action, this second half action. Myself, Matt McGraw, along with color commentator Levi Wolf and sideline reporter Brian Hobbs. Wylie and Ryder. Interesting little talking point, Levi, and you had even known about it. Many people know that school boards and school districts present things to the taxpayers, to little bonds to try to improve their schools. I know Wylie passed one several years ago that allowed them to build those East schools, East Elementary, right. East Junior High, the East Intermediate's going up. Well, Wichita Falls passed a bond where they've got 3 high schools, Ryder, Old High, and Hershey, and they're going from 3 down to 2. That is an onside kick, though. A surprise onside, but can Wylie get on it? I think they can. We'll talk more about that for a minute. Oh, man. I am not sure that if that was either a surprise onside or if they just wanted to lob one up there, but that ball hit, and when it hits, of course, it is live. I mean, it is a fair game for anyone to recover. That was, as Levi said, that was dicey.
Shot there.
My goodness, not sure who the dog was that dove on it at the end. It looked to be number 17, but I can't hold for sure, but I think it was Atwood. They're not showing the replay, but Wylie dodges a bullet there, as they do get to have the possession to start the third quarter. And now they get a short field from their own 40. And here's Kincaid. And he's going to hand off. It's Carpenter right up the middle, off the right tackle, but not much there, maybe out to the 41-yard line. For a gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
It hadn't been very soft up the middle for him all night, really.
Not much from that those 5 offensive linemen that we named the player of the game in the win over Brownwood a couple weeks ago. All 5 of them were named the player of the game, of course, anchored by center Jackson Lunsford. Here's a 2nd and 9. It's going to be a draw, kind of a draw, but number 15 for Ryder was waiting on that draw. He was not pulled. Number 15, that is Gams, Luke Gams. And it goes for no gain. And Wylie will have a 3rd and 9. Trying not to go 3 and out here. You got Cade Kitchens, the sniffer back. You got 2 to the left, 1 to the right of Kincaid. He's got time. He's got tons of time. He's going to scramble, try to bide some time, and has a man. Oh, it was Carpenter, and it might have been a little low, but he's slapping the ground in frustration as Carpenter, because he says he should have had that. Josh Carpenter. Another one where Kincaid is kind of just scrambling. Oh, it was, maybe there's a man in front of it, Carpenter, that kind of dove at that, thinking maybe that pass was to him. Regardless.
Yeah, as the play kind of developed and prolonged by Kincaid scrambling out, his receivers were a little bit on top of each other.
Right. Back to punt. Is this Bearden that handles the punting duties as well?
Yes, it is.
All right, Bearden has it, and he's got a punt off. It's a high, end over end. It's going to bounce at the 26, and a Bulldog is going to down it right there, I believe, at the Ryder 27. And that's where Ryder will have the first possession. Look like down by number 40, Braden Williams, for the Bulldogs. He's a junior on the punt team coverage, and so Wylie does go 3 and out, although they did drop a potential first down pass. And so Ryder, now it's up to the defense because Wylie trails. It's just a one-possession game. They are right in this, down just 8, 21-13 is our score, 10:26 on the third quarter clock. And Ryder got to expect the run. I mean, they have passed and passed well, but you've got to expect the run. This is Willis, the other Willis, and Wylie gets him, but he does have it off to the left side out for about a gain of 4 yards from the Ryder 27 up to the 31.
Jackson
Camacho helping out on the tackle for the Dogs.
Not near the room that we were seeing in the second quarter.
Now it's...
I'm sure they had some talks about that.
The guy with 3 touchdowns rushing. He's back in the backfield. That's Anquan Willis. He has it. He's off to the left. He's got room. He's out past the 35, out up to the 40-yard line.
Tackled by Caden Landeros.
And then brought down there by Landeros. Pushed out of bounds. But it is a Black Plumbing first down for the Ryder Raiders. It's a good gain from the 31 up to the 43 for Willis. And this time it is a pass, and Wylie has no pressure on the QB, and it's off the fingertips, though, of intended receiver Reese Frantum, a senior for the Ryder Raiders, but it was a little bit high, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the Ryder 43. 21-13 Ryder here in the third quarter. Dogs on defense needing a stop. And Quan Willis, the running back to the right of quarterback Pitts. One receiver each way. They're going to hand it to Willis. He's got a convoy, but Wylie has strung that out to the left and brings it down for a short gain.
A great job. Just everybody in their spot, doing their job, and they strung it out all the way to the sideline, took him down.
Number 27, Luke Moschetto, got in on that, a senior.
Brings up 3rd and 8 for Ryder.
And it was technically a gain of 1 yard up to the 44. So it's a 3rd and 9. A big play here. 3rd and 9. Wylie trailing by 8. Back to pass is Pitts. Wylie brings a blitz. They got pressure, but he gets it off, and it's caught, but shoved out of bounds. Is Willis short of the first down? Number 20 shoves him out. J.T. Thompson. Make sure you're not getting the first down. Will Ryder go for it here? I think that would be doing the Dogs a favor, even though Ryder is dangerous, but they're not going to go for it on 4th and 4 from their own 49.
Not quite that bold today.
Although here's the key here. It is 4th and 4. The Dogs cannot jump off sides on 4th and 4, and that would be getting a 5-yard penalty, so they have to be careful. Ryder seems confused here. Now they do have the punter back, but they had only 10 men out. The punter is Kendall Grimes, number 80. He has it. They are going to punt. The punt is away. Wylie comes up with a stop. The punt bounces at the Bulldog 20-yard line. Is going to take a little bit of a Wylie bounce and then carry him off out of bounds. I think it's going to be at the 21. So both teams have had a possession here in the third quarter. Both defenses forcing punts, and Wylie gets the second possession now of the third quarter with 8:45 to play in this quarter. Wylie trailing by 8 at 21-13. They need to go 79 yards if possible.
Good job getting them off the field. We need to see this offense come to life. They were looking pretty good in the second quarter.
It is Gomez, the back, straight behind Kincaid. You got Cade Kitchens. Cade Kitchens, the tight end / H-back. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Kincaid has the snap, going to hand it to Gomez. Off to the left. He's got room. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. He's breaking a man. 45. He's passed into Ryder territory down at the 47-yard line. The Dogs strike and strike quickly with a handoff to Trey Gomez around the left side. Good hold, but also some strong running by Gomez. And Wylie has it into Raider territory at the Ryder 48-yard line, trailing by 8. Wylie has Gomez to the right of Kincaid. Cade Kitchens, the sniffer back. And that's actually number 80, the sniffer back, Avery Brecky. And there's a handoff to Gomez. He's off to the right. He's at the 40, down to the 35, and a flag flies in. A pest patrol penalty flag. So now they're using Avery Brecky. Basketball player Avery Brecky as the H-back sniffer back. Oh, they're pointing at Wylie. They're pointing at Wylie on that. I didn't think there was even a blocker to make a hold out where they threw the flag.
Yeah, the flag was right at the tackle. That's what made me think face mask.
So they are backing it up. It is not a Black Plumbing first down run, but it is a play that counts. It's not a complete no play because they're backing it up only to now 1st and 8. So it's still a first down. So they say the penalty came 2 yards past the first down marker. Now back it up 1st and 8. And Wylie hands it to Gomez. He's off to the right, and he's got another hole. And he's inside the 45, squirms his way down to the 41. Trey Gomez with some hard running right now. The 5'10", 180-pound senior.
Looks like they might have lit a fire under this offensive line. They're opening up some holes right now.
And it's going to be a second down at the Ryder 42-yard line, 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Cade Kitchens, number 44, back out there. He's actually in the slot. There's 2 receivers to the left of Kincaid, 1 to the right, and the H-back is big man Avery Brecky, the big man on the basketball team. Cade Kitchens comes in motion a little bit. They're going to toss it to Gomez. He's got some guys in his face. Ouch. Brought down behind the line. Number 8, it looks like, and also number 11. That's Willis combining, and number 8 is Xavier Banks. Back to the 45, a loss of 3. And Wylie faced with a 3rd and 7 from the Ryder 45. The clock is running at 6:45 to play. The Bulldogs trail by 8 here in the 3rd quarter. And the shotgun is Kincaid. 2 to his left, 1 to his right. He's back to pass. He's got time. He lets one fly. And it's, Harrison Heighton. There was double coverage, but Kincaid laid it in just perfectly in double coverage. And Heighton, he would tell you.
A little piece of it, maybe?
Yeah, I think that Harrison Heighton would tell you he should have had it. Here we go, Levi. It looks like the Bulldogs are going for it on 4th and 7. Although I know you're
kind of sitting in no man's land right now.
You've seen enough games. They could pooch kick this, but I think they're going. I think they like their chances. Kincaid, I think they pulled him off. There's the flag, flies in. A free play, and he throws it deep for Heighton. He's got it there! And it's caught! Touchdown, pending the flag. The Ryder coaches think it's on Wylie, but they would have blown it dead had it been a false start. They would have blown it dead. They didn't.
No whistle.
And he's saying offsides, and it's going to be a touchdown. Dogs. A 45-yard bomb from Aiden Kincaid to Harrison Heighton on a free play because it was offsides, and you throw it deep when you get the flag. Wylie trails by 2. They want to try to go for 2 to tie this up, although they are discombobulated, but the play clock still hasn't started yet, so they're behind on the 25-second clock. They are going for 2. Trips to the right to tie the game. This is a 2-point conversion. Kincaid back to pass. Looking, goes to his right, throws back down the middle. intended for Bearden, but off of his fingertips, and the PAT, the two-point conversion, is no good. But Wylie is back in the football game, cutting an 8-point lead down to 2 on a 45-yard touchdown pass from Kincaid to Heighton, and the Dogs are right back in this district ball game with the Ryder Raiders. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Wylie Bulldog football. It's 21-19 Ryder here in the third quarter. We'll be back after 30 seconds on Keene 105. And back at the Hugh, Wylie has ignited the fans here at Hugh Sandifer Stadium. Wylie trails now by just 2, and the kickoff right to left from Bearden and out the back of the end zone.
It goes out of the end zone, be a touchback. First and 10.
So it's going to be a touchback for the Ryder Raiders. They'll have it first and 10 at their own 25. A Big Country Tire scoring summary for the Bulldogs. A 6-play, 79-yard drive. Yes, it only takes 6 plays to go 79 yards. 2 minutes and 18 seconds off the clock. It ended with a 45-yard touchdown pass from Kincaid to Harrison Heighton. The 2-point conversion was no good. And it is 21-19. Wylie trails by 2. We will check in momentarily with our sideline reporter, Brian Hobbs, but we're to first down, and they're running a trick play, and it's a reverse, and it's fumbled. It's fumbled, and Wylie does not recover it, but it is recovered for a huge loss by the Ryder Raiders. They tried to reverse.
Got him pinned deep now.
And the ball was loose on a wide receiver reverse.
I saw it get sneaky on him.
Yeah, they have been having great success just running right up the gut, and now they've helped Wylie out with a little trick play that is a huge loss. It's a 13-yard loss. Back to the 12, second and 23. Back to, and it's a screen, and Wylie has got it covered up pretty well. It's caught for no gain. It's caught by the wide receiver for no gain because number 20, J.T. Thompson, sniffed out that wide receiver screen to number 8, Xavier Banks. And now it's third and 23 with the Bulldogs trailing by just 2 here in the third quarter. 5 minutes, 25 seconds on the third quarter clock. They're going trips to the right. And Pitts in the shotgun fakes it to the running back. He's going to run himself, but he's under pressure, and he gets away somehow. And he throws it to Frantum, who's got it. 50, 45, 40, 35. And J.T. Thompson brings him down at the 30 on third and 23. From the 12, they convert, and it looked like he was sacked.
And you got to secure that tackle on that one. He somehow slipped out of there and got that ball out.
Pitts gets away. It looked like a QB sack. It's down to the Bulldog 30-yard line. A huge play of 58 yards. They're going to hand off to Willis. He's off to the left. He slips a little bit. That'll work for Wylie because he had some running room. But number 1, Anquan Willis slips. Yeah, down to the 29 for only a gain of 1. Clock runs with 4:40 to play in the third quarter. 21-19 Ryder at the Wylie 29. And it's Pitts with Willis right behind him. 2 receivers to his left. Now Willis goes to his left side. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pitts going to fake it to Willis. No, going to hand it to Willis. That was a good fake. It had me faked out. Willis down close to the yard to gain for a Black Plumbing first down at the 21. Are they saying? They're saying that's just short. So it's actually marked at the 22, and they need the 21. It's going to be third and 1. Ryder's got Willis To the right of Pitts, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pitts has it, going to hand to Willis. Wiley's, misses a tackle, and then Pitts is off and running, but a flag flies in. It's a touchdown, but a flag flies in from the back judge. Is this touchdown going to be nullified by penalty? We'll wait right here.
I think that one's coming back.
Let's see what we have. Holding Ryder. And this touchdown is coming back. Someone needs to tell the Ryder band to stop playing the fight song. You didn't score. In fact, they're backing up but they're not backing it up much because the holding occurred way past the first down marker, but it does get back up to the 23. It's now 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 for the Ryder Raiders on a holding that nullifies a touchdown run. And now there's a snap, and it's Pitts throwing, and it's defended by number 27 Atwood. Machado. Luke Machado, a pass defended. There are no flags on the field. I think Ryder thought they had got Wylie to jump, but no flags.
They were hoping for a free play there.
Like Wylie had. So Wylie disciplined on a hard count because there was a little bit of movement, but it looked like we did not jump into the neutral zone.
Didn't cross over.
Now it's 4th and 2. 4th and 2 from the Wylie 23. Ryder's going for it. The fans start making noise. Willis stands to the right of Pitts. And they hike it straight to Willis. And Wylie's got it strung out. And he's short. I think he's short. He is. It's marked at the 22. It's 1 yard short. Wow. The ball is turned over on downs. The Dogs come up with a huge stop of Anquan Willis.
Great job by this defense there.
It looked like one of the linemen, I don't think it was Xavier Collins. I actually think it was Cameron Van and maybe Kendrick Vanderbilt, and then there was a little bit of help from J.T. Thompson to shove him out. And it's turned over on downs. Now Wylie has it, and they can take the lead with a field goal even. They trail by 2 with 3:32 to play in the 3rd. Wylie's Kincaid going to hand it. Right now, that looks to be Carpenter, and he has no yardage. In fact, tackled behind the line by number 15, Luke Gams. A loss of 3 on the play.
Nowhere to go there. This Ryder D-line is looking pretty solid.
2nd and 13 from the Wylie 20. In the Clear Creek RV's 3rd quarter, back to pass is Kincaid. He's under some pressure, but Wylie set up a screen. It's caught by Josh Carpenter, but he is going to not have a lot of yardage. In fact, gets just probably back to the original line of scrimmage, a 3-yard catch on a little screen pass. And it's back to the original line of scrimmage for 3rd and 10.
Looked like he was about to get the edge there, and then he cut it up.
Grayson Bearden checking in. You've also got Regala and Harrison Heighton as your 3 wide receivers. Wylie's converted several 3rd and 10s in this ball game. Can Aiden Kincaid do it again? The sniffer back, Cade Kitchens, at the H-back/tight end. Back to pass is Kincaid. He's got time. He's going to throw to Heighton. Heighton has it, and he's right at the yard to gain. I think he's got himself a Black Plumbing first down. He does. Yep. Wow, and Wylie converts another 3rd and 10 for a Black Plumbing first down.
And he's definitely been their go-to tonight.
Harrison Heighton, yes, has already scored a 45-yarder.
That's 3 long 3rd down conversions for him, too.
So Wylie a fresh set of downs as the clock ticks under 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Wylie trails by just 2 points. It's trips, 3 wide receivers to the right. Kincaid throws it to the back. It's Carpenter. He has it. He's going right. He's strung out, though, and tackled, looks like for no gain. Number 9, Kieran Shaw. Also number 8, Xavier Banks in on that.
Some pretty good speed on him.
And it's going to be a 2nd and 10.
Hard to get that edge on these guys.
They do have a lot of speed on that outside of that 4-3 defense. Checking in into the game, Trey Gomez. Wiley's got it 2nd and 10. Gomez to the left of Kincaid, and then 3 receivers to the left. Kincaid back to pass, throws quickly out to Bearden. He's got it, 30. He makes a man miss up to the 33. But it's going to bring up another 3rd and long for the Bulldogs, as it's 3rd and 9.
2-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd and 9.
Wylie converted a 3rd and 10 just moments ago. Now facing a 3rd and 9 from their own 33-yard line. There is 30 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. One final time, thank you to our exclusive 3rd quarter sponsor, Clear Creek RVs. Check them out online, clearcreekrvs.com. Clock is running. They haven't whistled in the play, and you do have to run a play. Looks like Wylie will have to call a timeout, and they are, with 10 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. We'll keep it right here as we're up against it. We'll be taking a break shortly between quarters. So Wylie calls its first timeout of the 2nd half on this big 3rd and 9. But I don't know, Levi, if I told you at the end of the 3rd quarter it would be Wylie trailing by just 2, would you take it?
I wouldn't have expected this many points after the 0-0 first quarter.
I know, no kidding. Yeah, they combined for 34 points there in the 2nd quarter. Wylie going toe-to-toe with a team that has given Wylie a lot of trouble since Wylie's made the jump to 5A.
It's turned into a pretty good shootout tonight. Really need this conversion, though.
When Wylie comes out of the timeout, it'll be 3rd and 9. That could set the stage for 4th quarter. You grab the lead and you go from there. We'll see what we have on 3rd and 9.
Wylie do it again.
That's right. For 3rd and 9. You got Trey Gomez right behind Kincaid. He's going to have 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. I see Cade Kitchens out there, also Grayson Bearden, Harrison Heighton. You got number 83, that's Ryan Blake. Ryan Blake also out there as the H-back. 3rd and 9, here we go. Kincaid, back to pass. Doesn't have a lot of time, gonna throw a risky screen pass. It's caught. Wow, he's up to the 40s, pushing for the first down. That was Cade, no, that was Harrison Heighton again. I think they got another first. Do they have another first down? We're at the end of the 3rd quarter. If he got it, it's right at the line to go. Let's wait, because there's still actually 1 second on the 3rd quarter clock. I know one of the officials, I like it when officials just use their eyes and say, hey, that's good. I mean, I like it when you're wanting the first down. Oh, no, there was a flag. I did not see it over on the far sideline, a pest patrol penalty flag. I see it now on the Ryder sideline, but it's against Wylie. And they get it for an illegal formation. Rats. That hurts. I did not see that flag, but then I did not see it when it came out live. But yeah, it was out there on the field. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. So the penalty backs up Wylie. Wylie will still have the 3rd down, but they did not convert it. But now they do have a 3rd down to start the 4th quarter. But what a game this is turning out to be. We're at the end of 3 from Hugh Sandifer Stadium. Your score, Wichita Falls Ryder 21, Wylie 19. You're listening to Wylie Bulldog Football, powered by Taylor Electric Co-op on King 105.
That's a wild story. You know what else is wild? Friday night in the big country at Hughes Santa Cruz Stadium.
And we're back ready to start the fourth quarter. Quickly, let's go down to Brian Hobbs. Brian, as we get ready to start the fourth quarter, Wiley's cut into the 8-point lead, trailing just by 2. How's it feeling down there?
You know, Levi, I'll even tell you the third quarter's been our Achilles heel so far this year. But this year we did a good. This third quarter was a good way to turn it around.
Here's Kincaid. They're trying to pick up a third and long. Throws it for Heighton, but it's incomplete. We'll continue to check in, especially now that we're into the fourth quarter with Brian as this game continues to stay tight. You know, there'll be lots of different things that Brian can give us from his field view, and so we'll check on him again here momentarily on our sideline mic. But that was incomplete on a 3rd and 14, so Wylie will bring the punting unit in.
He's definitely right about breathing a sigh of relief at having a good third quarter there.
Yes, Wylie
had some rough ones.
Wylie wins that third quarter 6-0, but they still trail by 2. It's Bearden to punt. And he's got it. He's got almost some pressure there, but does get off a nice kick. And it's over the Raider player, but it does not take a Wylie bounce, unfortunately. And so Wylie did good. It was number 45 downing it, Ryan Price, because that was bouncing Ryder's way. It was bouncing back up the field, so Price downs it right at the 40 of Ryder. So Ryder leads by 2. They have the football at their own 40, and we are just underway in this fourth quarter. 11:47 on the clock. So Wylie's defense has to make another stop here. Ryder breaks the huddle, and their formation off the sideline is 2 receivers to each side. It's the quarterback, Pitts, handing it to Willis, but there's number 74, Cameron Van, wrapping him up quickly. It is a gain, but just a modest gain of 2 yards by Anquan Willis, who of course has 3 rushing touchdowns tonight, does Ryder's Anquan Willis, but that time just a gain of 2 to the 42, 2nd and 8. Ryder going quickly. The quarterback with the running back to his right, going to hand it to him. And this is Willis. He's got room off to the right. Wylie's safety has to make the play. It's going to be a Black Plumbing first down. But that was number 28, Reese Borho, it looked like, on the stop of Willis. But it's into Bulldog territory. It is a first down.
That one opened up wide for him. He didn't get contact for 8 yards there.
It's at the Bulldog 45-yard line. Wylie trails by 2. We're into the fourth quarter. Ryder hands it to Willis again. We're going to see a heavy dose of this young man, and he's got another big gain off to the right. Just 1 yard short of the line to gain. You had it look like number 27 bringing him down Moschetto for Wylie, Luke Moschetto.
I was kind of hoping they forgot about Willis, but yeah, they found him again.
2nd and 1. Pitts, the QB, going to hand it to Willis. Willis is tackled behind the line. A loss of 1, just 1 yard loss, but it does make it a third down. Number 45, Ryan Price, was all over him. Great play by Price to bring up a 3rd and short. Probably 4-down territory for the Ryder Raiders now that they're in Bulldog territory.
Yeah, I would say so.
But they can make that decision by stopping them here on 3rd and 2 if you're able. It was a short loss from the 36 back to the 37. They have to get to the 35. Ryder has 2 receivers to the left. Jumbo package. They're going to hand to Willis. He's got to get to the 35. I think they're spotting.
Fairly short, looks like.
On this one, you just know if the football's not touching that line, the big yard line of the 35, it's short. And so that is the case, and they're going quick. It's 4th down, and they are going quick. And they're handing off right now, and Willis is breaking past the initial line, but he's not breaking it all the way to the house. But they went super quick on 4th and 1, and they convert down to the 31.
Yeah, it was hard for the D even to get set there.
They went fast.
On it.
Yeah, first down, another Black Plumbing first down. It's at the 31. Bulldogs needing the defense perhaps to make a play late in this ball game. Oh, but that looked to be offsides. This might be a free play for Ryder. Pitts is not going to throw it deep though, so maybe helps the Bulldogs out. The flag is offsides. I'm sure they'll take the penalty, not the run of 5. It is offsides against the Bulldogs. It'll make it 1st and 5 now.
Can't give them those freebies.
Clock stopped right now on that penalty, 9:05. And they're going to hand it to Willis. Antoine Willis is off to the right. I think a lot of fans were asking for a hold. I see a flag on the field. A Pest Patrol penalty flag flies in. When you see yellow, think Pest Patrol. And it is a hold. So it was 1st and 5. Let's see where will they go all the way back to 1st and 15, or will it be a spot foul?
That wasn't even a sneaky hold. He had a hold of the back of his jersey.
Oh, wow. They called him for it, and it does back it up to the 36. It is a 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. It's 1st and 15 now. Back to pass is Pitts. Wylie has some pressure on him. Pitts is scrambling, and he runs over a man. And then he's at the 20. He's inside the 20, down to the 15. Their quarterback ran over a Wylie Bulldog at the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 Ryder from the
wow. And picks up the 1st down on a 1st and 15 and gets it down to the Wylie 15. It was a scramble for 21 yards by Jack Pitts. Jack Pitts, the QB, and the shotgun, going to hand it to Willis, and there's Xavier Collins on him, and Xavier has him for a loss. Xavier Collins tackles him for a 5-yard loss. That was much needed.
That was some kind of wrestling move, I think.
Xavier Collins, big number 70, comes up big right there, makes it 2nd and 15. Because Wylie cannot really give up the touchdown, as the extra point would put Wylie down 2 possessions. They can give up the field goal, as they trail by 2 does Wylie. It's Jack Pitts, the QB, 2 receivers either side. He's scrambling out to his left. And Wylie's he's going to beat the first man, though. He's at the 15, inside the 15, down to the 10, short of the 1st down. They're spotting him at the 9. Is there a flag on the field? No. Brought down on the far side for Wylie, number 10, O'Neal Crosdale, shoved him out of bounds. It is 3rd down. So Wylie got some pressure on the QB, Jack Pitts. He scrambles out and does scramble for 11 yards, but it does bring up 3rd and 4. Big play here for the Bulldogs. It's at the 10. It's Pitts in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right. He rolls to the right. He's throwing to the right. He's got it, and touchdown Raiders. Touchdown Raiders, number 6 with the touchdown catch, Tobias Oliver. Now this makes this extra point big. Can Wylie somehow get a block on it? Wylie trails by 8. Good extra point will put Wylie down 2 possessions. The snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is good. And Wylie is down by 2 possessions now. That is tough, as Wylie is down by 9 points. 28-19 is the score. We'll take a break. There's 7 minutes and 9 seconds to play in the 4th quarter. You're listening to Wylie Bulldog football, powered by Taylor Electric Co-op. It's live on Keene 105. Okay. Your Big Country Tire scoring summary as Wichita Falls Ryder gets a touchdown drive. It does travel 60 yards, a 60-yard drive on 10 plays. It takes off a lot of time off the clock, too, 4.5 minutes. It was capped by a 10-yard touchdown pass from Pitts to Oliver. And so Wylie down by 9. Here's the return on the kickoff. Regala fields it at the 25. Squirts his way up to the 31-yard line. Checking in with Brian Hobbs down on the sideline. Brian, that was a tough play on that third down touchdown pass because it looked for a second like a Bulldog, for a split second, was going to take that the other way and intercept that. Did you see that?
Yeah, it looked the same down here. But, the clock's now not our friend. We've got to make the best of what we can and get these 2 touchdowns in a hurry.
That's right. So we'll see Wylie in somewhat of a hurry-up mode. It's a 2-score. We'll take 2 touchdowns, but a touchdown and a field goal would have to do. But, yes, definitely 2 scores. So with only 7:05, they do have to hurry, and they got to get that score quick. And Wylie throws a pass. Kincaid takes a big hit. The pass is incomplete. The hit came from number 15, Luke Gams. And brings up 2nd and 10. The ball is at the Wylie 31-yard line, and there's 7:01 to play. Remind you to join us for our Animal Health and Medical Center post-game show, where we'll hand out the player of the game. We always have a player of the game, win or lose. We're still hoping for a winning effort here. Fake handoff to Carpenter. Play action. They're looking for Regala up the middle of the field around the 41, but the pass was just a bit high, and it was defended as well.
Hit right as the ball got there.
Yeah, good play.
Climbed up pretty good.
The Ryder safety out there looked to be Kieran Shaw. Also, number 5, Caden Jones, also out there. 3rd down and 10. Wylie needs it. They got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Kincaid has got a lot of time. He's going to go right up the middle. Oh, he had Carpenter, but it's behind him. And incomplete. Does Wylie go for it on 4th and 10 from their own 31? Trailing by 9, a 2-possession game. Looks like they're bringing in the punting team. If you don't get it,
risk it that deep.
Maybe if they're at midfield, perhaps. But yeah, Bearden is on, so 3 straight incompletions. They don't take much time off the clock, but they don't result in a first down, as Wylie trails by 9. With only 6:50 to play now. Here's the snap, deep snap to Bearden. He gets off a booming kick. They didn't have anyone back, did Ryder, so this ball can bounce at the 20. It does, and it's going to roll out of bounds at around the 18. And so with
Ryder being careful for the fake punt there, looks like.
With 6:37 to play in the ball game, Ryder will have the ball back, meaning the Dogs definitely need a 3 and out here if they can manage it.
Nice to have a punter that can flip the field for you like that, but defense still has to come out and get the stop, get them off the field.
6:37, yes, time is running out. That's why when Wylie did not get the 2-pointer to tie it up, it kind of set him behind when they did score there in the 3rd quarter to make it 21-19. I understand the thinking. I probably would have done it too. Some people say it's the 3rd quarter to make it 21-20, and now it'd only be 28-20, but, they say hindsight's
That's all hindsight, yeah.
Here's the handoff to Willis, the other Willis, and there's a nice stand-up by 17. That is Atwood, right at the line of scrimmage. Again, Wylie, that's a good. They cannot even get 7 yards on a first down. That's 0 yards, because Wylie has to get the 3 and out to get the ball back. I said 0 yards. Looks like they are giving him 1 yard from the 18 to the 19 on the rush. There's just been a couple plays where I know why I look at that near sack on Pitts when it was a 2-point game.
Yep.
And that's then his 3rd down. Wow.
Ended up being a 56-yard.
Right. Yeah. They're going to hand off to Willis, and again, not much room because Wylie cannot even allow 1 first down, and that goes for only a gain of 2. So they've run 2 times for a total of 3 yards to make it 3rd and 7. The clock is not Wylie's friend. It ticks under 6 minutes to play in the ball game, so we're over halfway through this final quarter. Wylie has to get a stop here on third down. It's 3rd and 7. Ryder has 2 receivers to the left of Pitts, 1 to the right, and Anquan Willis, who has 3 of their 4 touchdowns, to the left of Pitts. 3rd and 7. They're back to pass. He's rolling to his left. He's going to run all the way, and there's a flag flying in. It is going to be, I think, against Ryder on some sort of block in the back, but Wylie will most likely decline it because they bottled up Pitts. I say it's against Ryder. Let's make sure. But if it is, you would have to think Coach Martin would decline.
Like the flag actually hit one of their players.
Yes. I hear sometimes those can hurt. They got some
Terrible weight to them.
BBs, yeah. So that is the call, holding against Ryder. Penalty declined. Wylie needed a stop. They got a stop. We check in now with Brian on the sideline mic with only 5:09. Brian, we got the stop. We had to have it. Their time is running out. What do you see down there?
The defensive line has done a good job of getting this team to stop their advance. So now we got to get it in the hands of Kincaid, and we got to get a touchdown.
There you go. I take a Regala punt return right here as Regala is back to field the punt. The clock is running. They're going to let it run all the way down and either take it. Let's see, are they taking a timeout or taking a delay? They're taking a delay of game.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I understand running it down, but
they've got 3 timeouts.
Bad move there.
So that gives Wylie maybe a little more chance to either put pressure on this punt or set up the return. Regala back deep. They're doing this on purpose now because the clock started up again after the penalty, and they're taking another big amount of time off it. There's a low punt. It's low and bouncing at the 50 and bouncing around the 40 of Wylie and still bouncing down. So the low punt does get a bit of a bounce, though. And let's see where they're going to mark it. At the Wylie Bulldog 39-yard line with only 4:15 to play. So offer up your prayers right now. But Wylie is not out of it. But they need 2 scores with only 4:15 on the clock. As we look here, crowd is big and no one's gone home early. I was wondering if that 9-point deficit, they start seeing a lot of cars on Antley, but I see hardly any cars.
Got a really good crowd here tonight. Pretty well full here on the home side.
That's right. Wylie will have it at the 39, only 4:15. They trail by 2 scores. They trail by 9, 28-19. Kincaid with 3 receivers to his left. He's going to hand it to Gomez off the right, and he's corralled number 18 for Ryder, brought him down. Gibbs, Jalen Gibbs. Wylie goes quick. That was a gain of 4 yards. Up to the 42 is actually a gain of 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Wylie passes quick out for Bearden, and it's off his hands, incomplete. And it'll bring up 3rd and 7. Wylie for sure in 4-down territory now, as there are not enough possessions left if they punt it now. So we've got 2 downs to pick up the 7 yards. Clock is stopped right now. That's the big thing. Clock is stopped with 3:51 on the incomplete pass. 3rd down. Wylie has 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Kate Kitchens as the sniffer back. Kincaid, he's got time. He does have time here. He's going to step up. He's directing traffic. Now he's going to scramble and only get out past the 45, and it will bring up 4th down. As he's shoved out of bounds, the Bulldogs have no choice but to go for it, I would think.
Had their 4th down a little shorter, but definitely not what he was looking for.
4th and 4. They are at the 46, their own 46. They must get, it's more of a 4th and 3. They must get to the 49. So Wylie is going for it. The clock is not running as he was shoved out of bounds. 3:44 to play. Wylie's Kincaid has it. He's throwing out. And there's a flag, though. It was incomplete, but interference. Pass interference most likely on Ryder.
He just got there too quick.
It is Gomez, defensive pass interference, is going to give Wylie an automatic first down. Not going to be the 15-yard. Where normally, even if you're way down the field, you get 15. This is more of a spot of the foul, which was only up at the 50. So just a 4-yard pass interference penalty, but yes, it does carry the automatic first down, a black Plumbing first down. Wylie picks it up on 4th down, and they're at the 50. And here's Kincaid. He's back to pass, and he's got time. He's going to throw one to Regala. Oh, great play by Ryder. Tipping it, number 2, Morgan. Tyrone Morgan gets his hands on it. If not, Regala is catching it and scoring. Wow.
Regala was close to coming back and getting a hold of it, even off the tip. That was a good play, though.
We do have a Bulldog. We don't make much mention of injury, but I'll just let you know he's on the Bulldog because he does appear to be okay. Looks like maybe more cramps. But it will put a stop to the game. We'll keep it right here. The clock is stopped, and it will stay stopped because there was the incomplete pass with 3:33. Wylie had a nice play there. Just
needed a little more air.
Yeah, you definitely got to credit number 2, Tyrone Morgan, just a sophomore somehow. So it does stop it with 3:33 to play, and yes, the Bulldog is up. That's the only mention we'll make. And he's actually walking off under his own power. So we'll get back to action in this do-or-die drive because Wylie must pay this off with it. At the very least, a field goal. That's if Wylie does get closer and then gets a 4th down, it'll be an interesting call for Coach Martin, knowing you got to have a field goal somewhere in there and maybe cut it to 6 and then
2 possessions.
Yeah, and then kick an onside. Yeah, but no way that right now. It's 2nd and 10 from the 50. Wylie's Kincaid with 3 receivers to his right. He scrambles to his right. He throws to the right. Oh, great play again by Ryder. Gomez had it, but got it knocked loose. And it looked like Banks again making a big play. Also number 12 out there. Who is that? That's Kendrick Marks. Maybe the first time we've called his name, but he breaks up that pass, does Marks. And it's 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 50. Trailing by 9, trailing by 2 scores late in the ball game. Here's Kincaid. He's got time. Now he's going to scramble to his right. Now he's going to lob a pass downfield. Oh, off the fingertips again of a receiver. Is that number 28 intended for Reese Borho?
He just almost hauled that one in.
Of course, some of these are where Kincaid has kind of been scrambling and receivers are working their way back and they're kind of not in their route, but still, some of these have been dropped, no doubt. And so Wylie's now faced with a 4th and 10 from their own 50. So here's the ball game right here. Of course, they still trail by 9. It's still a tall task, but if they do not get this, then it's going to be tough. Wylie's got 2 receivers to either side of Kincaid and Gomez to his left. Kincaid back to pass on 4th and 10. He's going to look, and he's got his man, I think, at the 39. It's caught. It's Harrison Heighton. Nice. They get 11 yards on 4th and 10. It's a black Plumbing first down for the Dogs. They got to go quick. The clock is running at 3 minutes, 10 seconds to play. And Wylie trails by 9. It's Kincaid. He's going to throw quickly, and that's incomplete, intended for Heighton, but it does stop the clock with 3:01 to play in the 4th quarter. The clock is stopped on a 2nd and 10, so Wylie, they're using a lot of plays on this drive because they've converted 2 4th downs.
Looked like that one just kind of got away from Kincaid. Hit a little low.
And Kincaid back to pass with 3 to his right, but he's going to hand it to Gomez. Gomez squirting out to the right, but there's just no room. And there hasn't been a lot of running room for the Bulldogs tonight. In fact, that's a gain of 0 yards on a rushing attempt. Now they really got to go because the clock is running on a running play, and they are getting up quickly to the line. It's trips, 3 wide receivers to the left of Kincaid. Cade Kitchens, the tight end, to his right. Gomez to his left in the backfield. Kincaid on a 3rd and 10. He has it, and he's got time. The O-line gives him some time. He lobs one up, and it's intended for Regala, but it is incomplete. There's no flag on that one, and it is now 4th and 10 for the Dogs from their own, from the Ryder 39. They're 39 yards away. Would they try a field goal from here? That would be 56 yards. I doubt it. I know he kicked a 55-yarder.
Yeah. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I think this is the right call. You got to go for it on 4th and 10. I think Ryder wants timeout. Are they asking for a time or no? No, they're going to let it. Clock is running. Not the play clock, rather, is running. The actual clock is stopped. Wylie has to convert a 4th and 10. Low snap, but Kincaid has it. He's under some pressure, though. He's rolling to his right. He's going to throw one deep, but no, it's batted away, actually. Batted away by number 18, Gibbs, who's been a nightmare tonight. Gibbs, a good player, just a sophomore. And only
all over the place, hasn't he?
Only 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in this ball game. Wylie trails by 9, and it looks like they're going to come up a little bit short tonight. So looking ahead, Levi, it still was a good performance here, but looking ahead, there is stuff to build on in this performance. I like what I saw from Kincaid to Heighton specifically. Seemed like a little connection developing there. Bearden playing more as a receiver, so some stuff to
develop in their passing game a little bit more than they have in previous games. Maybe getting a little more comfortable with each other, and of course Kincaid just getting used to the game time.
That's right. They're going to just be running from here on out. Here's Willis. He's off to the right. He's got a blocker in front of him, and he's broken free at the 50, down to the 45, 40. Spinning inside the 35. Takes a man down inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. A gigantic run there. Another 30-plus yard run for the young man. Check his stats in the morning when the box score. He's probably got close to, I know, at least 150 yards rushing and 3 rushing touchdowns. I'm wondering if he's got close to 200 yards rushing.
Yeah, he's a good runner.
Number 1, Anquan Willis. Now the clock is running, and Wylie could call its timeouts, but the fact that they're not kind of means probably waving the white flag. I understand. If this was an 8-point game, you definitely call your timeouts. That's the one difference from an 8-point to a 9-point game. As Wylie trails 28-19, here's the handoff to Willis, and Wylie stuffs that. But the clock is running. Will Wylie call a timeout or not? Yeah, they are. Coach Martin choosing right there to take a timeout. And let's check in with Brian Hobbs on the sideline mic. And I'm kind of already looking ahead to this Thursday, Brian. And yes, I said it, this coming Thursday. It's a little bit of a short week for the Bulldogs as they will travel to play Wichita Falls High, Old High. And it is on a Thursday. Granted, Wichita Falls High in the same position. But there are going to be some adjustments that will have to be made just to the practice schedule with a short week and even no school on Monday. So that throws everything into the works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a short week. You've got to have a great week of practice, kind of get past this game, and have a real good game plan for Old High, which they did lose tonight to Randall 31-14. They're going to want to avenge their loss and know we're coming to town, and they're going to give us all they got.
Okay, thank you definitely for that update on the score. So yes, Old High is already lost, and I know they were playing that game at home. So yeah, so now they'll get another home game, so that'll even make them even more desperate. No one wants to lose both of their first two district games at home, so they have lost as Old High, and Wylie will play them on Thursday. I believe that'll be October 14th. Yeah, it'll be a Thursday night kickoff up in Wichita Falls. This is a quarterback run all the way, so this doesn't technically go as a sack, but Wylie does bring the quarterback Pitts down at the 31-yard line, way behind the line of scrimmage. But again, the fact that it was a design QB run just for stat purposes, that is not a QB sack. And Coach Martin takes another timeout to stop it with 1:20 to play.
Xavier's made a lot of good plays tonight. Had a good game.
He's had a sack even. Definitely had a lot of QB hurries, bringing running backs down, tackles for loss. So yeah, you're right. When they look at the film, there's going to be a lot of those TFL's QB sacks. They do show up a lot. Xavier Collins, of course, his senior year, number 70. It's going to be a 3rd and long for Ryder, but there's only 1 minute and 20 seconds to play. And when this game ends, stay with us real quick. We will take a very short timeout, come back with our Player of the Game award. Because it's a loss, we won't have an interview with Coach Clay Martin, but we will still, of course, have a Player of the Game award, our Abilene Glass and Mirror Player of the Game. So stick around if you're interested in who is tonight's Player of the Game. I'll have it for you immediately following the conclusion of tonight's ball game. 3rd down and long. Ryder, they're actually going to pass for this. It's Pitts, and he's going to throw it deep to number 5. It's caught. The flag flies in. That was Jones, Caden Jones. We'll wait for the flag. Maybe there's a chance. It was so far up against the sideline. Did the receiver step out? No, they're pointing at Wylie.
Looked like the flag came before the two even made contact.
A pest patrol penalty flag. Again, when you see yellow, you think pest patrol. But I think they said that was pass interference against Wylie, which would be an automatic 1st down. And then I think Ryder can now get into the victory formation. They're actually saying defensive holding declined. So they're going to take the catch.
Grabbed onto him earlier.
But I believe this will now be the victory formation. They can probably take the knees as the clock is running now. And Wylie has dropped this district game at home. They never led tonight. That was the one unfortunate thing. Wylie had tied it up a couple times, tied at 7, but then didn't get it tied up at 14 when they had an extra point blocked. And so outside of a 7-7 tie, never had it tied, never had it led. Cut it to a 1-point deficit in the 2nd quarter. In the 3rd quarter, cut it to a 2-point deficit when Wylie trailed just 21-19, but could never get the lead on this Ryder team. So
Ryder missed opportunities they'll be thinking about.
Yeah, a lot of drop passes. Even I know we talked about how they never got the lead. That seemed like in that 1st quarter we were driving to take. If you go all the way back to that 1st quarter interception in the red zone,
like they were completely in control of the game, but didn't put points on the board.
Are they going to add one more touchdown? I hope not. Because they weren't kneeling. They actually handed it to Anquan Willis. Would have only been cosmetic. He was brought down at the 2, and that they are not going to get a touchdown in as we have reached the end of the ball game. And the Wylie Bulldogs have lost tonight at Hugh Sandifer Stadium, but a pretty good performance against a team that is always good every single year. That's Wichita Falls Ryder. They're just such a good program in all sports, but especially a lot of tradition in high school football up at Ryder. But Wylie loses. The final score is Ryder 28 and Wylie 19. A 28-19 loss for the Bulldogs. We will take just a 1-minute timeout, so stick with us here on Keene 105 or streaming on bulldogsliveonline.com or keenradio.com. It will be a very short timeout, and then I'll give you tonight's Player of the Game. So let's get into our Animal Health and Medical Center of Abilene postgame show right after this timeout. They're actually, hang on, they're putting 2 seconds on the clock. I was incorrect. And are they actually trying to put a touchdown up just because maybe points and point margins come into play on certain district ties? All right, hang on. It's not a final.
That could be the reasoning.
It is not a 28-19 final yet. There's 2 seconds, and they're at the 2. And they look like they want to score. I guess I don't understand this other than...
Got to be for the...
They're going to hand off, and he is... Is he in? He's into the end zone, so that's going to affect this final score. I don't like that at all. No. I don't think it's needed. Wow. Seems, and now I know the district rules are you do have to do the PAT on any touchdown at the end. I get that, but they actually, and he was stopped at the 2 in play, and so even if he got the first, they called a timeout to stop the clock, because if he was stopped, they would have restarted.
They had to.
Okay, well, something to chew on there.
We just saw zeros on the clock, and went with that.
I guess that's the reasoning for that. Wylie their players are going to take it in stride. We never let that stuff get to us too much, but that doesn't, wow. They tack on a touchdown and call a timeout to do so in a game they had already won up 9. Again, our only thought is that maybe they're thinking if there's a 4-1 and a 4-1, there's going to be winning margin, but I don't know about that. I'm going to shake that off. I think if a longtime voice of, I've heard Trace he's going off at the Stephenville game, calling him classless and things. I'll let that.
Fan of it, but
I'll let that slide. But they called a timeout.
For that.
They called a timeout to add a touchdown in a game they had won. So the final is not 28-19. I apologize. The final is 34-19 on the PAT. That's when they took the knee. So odd there. Okay, you take your knee on the PAT. I'm a little angry now. Sorry. 34-19 is the final. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll come back with our Player of the Game Award, and we'll sign off from Hugh Sanford Stadium. Wylie loses 34-19. Wylie Bulldog football powered by Taylor Electric Co-op, live on Keen 105.
Weird.
I'm going to go with Heighton. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Cool. Yeah.
I was actually saying 2 weeks ago I was liking seeing him get him involved a little more because he's made some impressive catches.
6'4". I mean, yeah, he's got.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll get out of here quick.
Yeah.
And we're back here for our Wylie Bulldog football post-game show. Again, thanks for joining me. It was my pleasure to fill in for this game. I certainly enjoyed bringing you this broadcast of Wylie Bulldog football. My name Matt McGraw, as I was filling in for Trace Michaels, who is out tonight. But Animal Health and Medical Center of Abilene bringing us this post-game show. And they've got Alan J. Bolt. Dr. Bolt has a full-service medical and surgical center, state-of-the-art laser surgery and monitoring equipment, video ear scope, dental care, geriatric health screening, full in-house lab, 24-hour Coggins testing, all at Animal Health and Medical Center of Abilene. Go online to check them out, ahmcbolt.com. That's Dr. Bolt. They're ahmcbolt.com. They're also located 7550 US 8384 there for Dr. Bolt's Animal Health and Medical Center. And Wylie, as we said, could never, they're going to look back, they're going to look at that. Levi and I have already talked about that as we were digesting it in the last minute, that early first quarter interception when it was 0-0 in the red zone, that Wylie had it in the red zone trying to drive for a go-ahead score. That interception, that wasn't the difference in the game, but it's just something we look back in the fact that then we realize Wylie never led tonight. And that yet we played a really, really darn good football game to not ever have the lead. At one time Wylie tied at 7-7, then it was 14-7 Ryder. Wylie got what they thought would tie it up at 14, and even then there was just that blocked PAT. There's drop passes here, a pick there, a missed PAT. But what I do like, I didn't see a lot of penalties, Levi. I didn't see much of that. So
played pretty clean.
Yeah.
There's just little things here and there, and that's what we've seen in all their losses that doesn't seem huge at the time, but when you add them all together, it equals a loss.
So they have to turn around, and that they didn't want to be 0-1 in district, but 0-1 certainly doesn't put them out of anything, even a district championship or playoff qualifying, but they have to bounce back in a big way this coming Thursday as they go to Wichita Falls to play the Coyotes. Wichita Falls High and those Coyotes, so that's what Wylie will play on a Thursday. We'll have the action for you on Keen 105, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kick. Briefly or quickly, we'll bring you our player of the game, and talking with Levi and Brian, we are going with number 88 tonight, Harrison Height.
where there's some weird sounds going on there. Harrison Heighton is our Abilene Glass and Mirror player of the game. Of course, he had a great game. I don't have his official statistics, but I do officially know that it was a 45-yard touchdown pass that he did corral when Wylie was down 21-13. He had that 45-yard touchdown pass. I bet he was over 100 yards receiving tonight with a touchdown. So number 88, a junior, Harrison Heighton, is your Abilene Glass and Mirror player of the game. Again, that's brought to us by Abilene Glass and Mirror. They say to relax in the luxury of an enclosed, frameless shower door from Abilene Glass and Mirror. Relax at AbileneGlass.com and see all the options for commercial and residential at AbileneGlass.com. They've taken our crowd mic away, and so it's time to sign off. It is, we'll leave you with the final score from Hugh Sandifer Stadium. As we do sign off, do want to thank our producer back at the Keene 105 studio, Angie Fernandez, guided us along the way, so thanks to her for producing this broadcast of Wylie Bulldog football. For me, fans, my name's Matt McGraw, along with Levi Wolf and Brian Hobbs, as we sign off tonight from Hugh Sandifer Stadium. Final score, Wichita Falls Ryder 34, Wylie 19. You heard it all right here. Wylie Bulldog football, powered by Taylor Electric Co-op, streaming on BulldogsLiveOnline.com and on Abilene Radio, Keene 105. Have a great rest of your Friday evening, everyone. Take care. Okay. Thank you so much, Angie. We got it done. Thank you. Okay. Oh, thank you.
All right. I gotta use the pisser. What the hell was that?
That's classless sons of bitches. I just thought their coaches were getting their butts chewed right here. They were trying to get on the elevator. Nobody's letting them on the elevator. The Ryder coaches were trying to ask them they're out there, not letting them on. Nah, so y'all walk down.
Sorry. Thank you, man.
My bad, big fella.
Oh, you're all right. Yeah, you're good. I heard something.
I thought you were no. I was like, oh no.
Usually, I know the other I was filling in.
The
I know Trace after a
clock
loss,
runs
he
out.
gets way out of there.
And they never even called for the timeout. They didn't do nothing. They didn't even call for the timeout.
They didn't. I
Who
wonder what.
gave it to him?
Yeah, that's one because I get that because he got a first down to the 2, so it would stop for a second, but then you wind again.
He wound it and it went dead.
And that's what I said. The final, and I'm sitting there saying, okay, there's the final score.
I was like, you guys.
That is not cool at all. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll be right
You gotta
back.
see this chat on that app, boy. It's going crazy. On that football app, they're all classes, assholes, bitches, and somebody said, oh, fucking Cooper hangs 70 on your ass and burns the light bulbs off your scoreboard.
That's strange to see that. Oh man. I'm not a fan of their offense right now.
No.
They're trying to force the run against everybody.
You know,
I know.
his
I
play
know
calling
you-
baffles me. I'm
Run
sitting there
right
thinking
fast,
you got
run
4.5
fast,
minutes.
run
You've got 4.5 minutes left. And what blows my mind is you don't run the 2-minute. You look at that and say, we're going to have to split this clock in half. We need a field goal or a touchdown. So go run the 2-minute drill. And what is this? We're running the ball crap. You don't. Ugh. Aiden played well.
He did.
He played better, but he still. You got to throw the ball a little more accurate than that. That's lack of him